All right, and we are live. I have to make sure I say that because the conversation that was just happening. Yeah. Well, as you
Slightly.
hold on. All right, let me get our song for today. Where is it at? You gonna sing? You gonna sing? Okay, I was gonna say, how far you gonna go with this? I was shocked, like, yo. I only know certain parts. They had this fight, rah, team fight. That's all I know, man. All that other stuff. Oh no, that's not even that part. Yeah, it is what it is. It is fight week. It's a rivalry week.
It is rivalry.
Yeah, it's for us here. Oh well, let me introduce the pod.
We gonna forget it.
Okay, so basically, something really crazy just happened. I have no idea why this happened, but the whole thing just went off. And so we're back. We've been talking for like the last 20 minutes, and y'all heard none of it. So with that being said. We're gonna skip just straight through the weekend, but we're gonna give the recap for the we got a shout out real quick.
Shout out Mr. Angel Diaz.
Yes, Angel Diaz won the
winner
Crane
of the Crane Nationals overall fighting grands.
Yes,
did a good job. Congratulations, sir.
Yep, that's there's your applause right there. That's Chris's training buddy. And fan of the show. I gotta give credit.
He's a fan, bro. I swear to goodness, man. And it wasn't until not too long ago that I realized that was Samuel's brother. And then I put it together. I was like, oh, I do know who he is. But before, when he came over, he was like, oh, yo, Kev, because he was with Kevin. And he was like, yo, Kev, that's CTE. And that's all I was like. I looked over like, huh? It's like, oh man, I listened to the show. My name's Angel. I was like, oh, what's up, man? He ends up being a cool dude, and I know his brother. So
yeah, he shouted out. Cool. He sent over to some videos. I got to make sure I watch them. I was at work, so I didn't get a chance to see it.
You got the notes.
Young man.
Yeah. He's growing.
I had the pleasure of going a couple of rounds when he was here in Atlanta.
Yep, Jay was there.
He's getting that work, and he's gonna be one of the next people up for
more claps.
Yeah,
hopefully coming up, making good right adjustments.
It's definitely an interesting field out there. When I think about sport karate, I think we're missing the top 10 right now. That's what we're missing. Like those articles about the top 10 fighters, it does something to you that invigorates. That spirit to want to get on that list.
So now how would you do it? Would you do a top 5 light and a top 5 heavy, or would you do top 10 overall? And then how would you settle overall? Because
you would have to do it like this. You would have to do a breakdown of lightweights and then heavyweights, because that's what's going on right now.
Okay.
Out of that breakdown, though, you're gonna have a top 10 overall list. So even though, let's say you do top 10 lightweights, top 10 heavyweights.
So you're doing a pound.
So you would have to count teams and open weights then, right? Then that's the only way to do. You're gonna say pound for pound list.
I'm saying pound for pound list because you're gonna have lightweight guys who are really honorable mentions, but they might be guys who win the division. They just never jump the hump to get to that next level.
So would they be on the top 10 list if they never won a division?
Well, wait a minute.
If they never won the division, you can't. You can't be in the top 10 for me.
No, you can't. You gotta win the division.
Okay. All right.
I mean, if you're battling back and forth between you and somebody, you know what I mean. That we can have that argument, but
you can.
Like if you go to the tournament all year long and you got one first place all year, you can't be in no top 10.
Yeah. I mean,
all right,
let me ask you this.
That's why I said it would have to be a top 5. There are four weight classes in the bottom 4.
So
who are your best?
Make a top 10 out of 10 lightweights in the United States.
I mean, you do, but
top 10 lightweights. Name top 10 lightweights in America right now.
Just off the top of your head, off any level: Tyreek, Bailey, Jack, Robbie, Blake Spence, Enrique Latona. You said in just the United States. I got 6 right there off the top of my head off in the United States. Who else wins overalls? Zayn, James, Kevin. That's 9 right there.
When we go lightweights,
that's a ton of lightweights that can win on any given day. So that you can make 10. Heavyweights, can you get 10?
Yeah, you should be able to. You got Cam and Avery. Tomas.
You have to put Gumby up there now.
Yeah.
Roman's not American, bro.
Neither is Gumby.
Oh, he is Tomas. True. He is true. That is true.
But he comes over here. They come over here.
Okay. All right. So wait.
Like
so all right. Let me put this. I'm just try. Let's try and get to top 10 real quick.
Elijah's only comes once.
Yeah.
A year.
So here I'm about to name someone. Cam, Avery, Brian. Oh man, I forgot the kid's name.
Anthony Merricks.
Yeah. No. I didn't forget Anthony. He said Anthony. I said I forgot. I was like, oh yeah, that Anthony. The fifth one, he's a middleweight. Oh, and he won.
Brian George.
Yeah, you got the Ryan in there.
Brian George, yeah. My mind's coming, so I have to like sit down and like literally.
No, I'm thinking. I know it's a middleweight. Is he on Velocity or?
No, to my Hector Solari.
Yes,
he's Mexican. He's from Mexico, but he fights. We talk.
He fights enough here that
but we took out Tomas and Gumby. You got it. You know. Now, if you have to have a standard, okay, you have to compete in 5 tournaments.
Well, here's my thing.
Or whatever. And that's how.
It wasn't all about that. What I was saying is that when you really look at the landscape of just, let's call it what it is, just NASCAR, sport karate, and that's pretty much it as far as when it comes to tournaments that people are competing on at the high level. All those fighters, whether they're coming from Europe or the United States or Mexico, those are the people I'm speaking of because they come out. And they dance.
So basically, you're just saying top 10 NASCAR fighters.
Ain't just NASCAR, because guess what? Like you said, Elijah only comes over here once, twice.
But Elijah's not NASCAR. Elijah to me would be Waco.
He's a
fighter, but he's definitely Waco.
It doesn't matter about the league. It's just overall.
You brought the league in.
That's what we were saying.
What we got in America. I mean,
right. So then you have right.
But everybody.
But if you look at the main league in America is NASCAR, and then you have to go with just the people who compete in NASCAR. Again, you'd have to have a per 3 tournament basis or a 5 tournament basis to even put you in that category. Because again, Elijah came over here one time, won our open weight, the open, but didn't win his division.
So yeah, that'd be a question.
He won his division, lost in grands or whatever it was.
No, the way this is set up,
I'm pretty sure the guy won 10 open weights for the year. I'm pretty
but that's in Waco though.
But only one of them was here. Go ahead.
All right, so Jermond, we had this conversation before. Do you have put more of emphasis on winning the open weight versus winning the overall grand?
Okay, here's my thoughts.
Okay.
When you win the open weight, you are winning a division that potentially has, in theory, should have everybody in there from light, heavy, and middle, in theory. But everybody doesn't fight the open weight. So, compare it to the weight class, which on Saturday, majority of the people who are there to fight will compete in their weight class. Not everybody does open weight, but they will compete in their weight class. So I put more emphasis on winning the weight class because that you're going to come across.
You mean overall, not weight class?
Overall, yeah. Okay. Overall. Because everybody is competing in their respective divisions. And you know that 100% of the fighters who show up, they may not all fight in open weight, but they will fight in their weight class.
I would mostly...
In America.
With that. In America. Now, that's where I was going to put.
In America.
Now, would you count that overall Diamond National win as weight? Would you weight that the same as you would weight Irish open weight win?
Wait a minute. So we're saying that
open weight from Irish Open or Diamond Nationals. Which one are you going to hold in higher prestige?
The Diamond. And here's why. Because it might be a division that may not have a bunch of people in it, but the guys who are going to win at the Irish Open, you're only 1 or 2 fights away from them. So basically, you're cutting out all the trash to get to the guy you're going to fight anyway here.
Say what now?
You're cutting out, I shouldn't call it trash. What I'm saying is you're cutting out the people who, they're going to be there, they're going to show up, they're going to be warm-ups along the way. To when you break it down, the Irish Open, you're going to have your usual suspects in there. And that's where you'll have,
But that's the random draw and when you get to that suspect.
You're missing my whole point.
Yeah, I'm confused on your point.
Guys that are in the upper echelon at the WACO events at the Irish Open, they're the ones that when they come to America and they fight the American guys, that's who you were going to probably see anyway if you were fighting all the way through the Irish Open to get to the top.
Give me some examples. I'm a little confused.
Okay. An example. You have, let's say you get a Roman, right? You get a Roman here. Now, chances is if he's at the Irish Open, he's going to probably be one of the Final Fours. No doubt. If you're placing bets, if you're taking bets in Vegas, he's probably going to be one of your Final Fours at this point in his career.
Okay.
Now, take him and put him in a division in the Diamond Nationals, right? In that division. Now, he's not going to have as many fights as he would if he were to go to the Irish Open. But because the division is going to be packed with more quality at the Diamonds, and I say quality meaning that if he's in the heavyweight bracket, you have your Cams, your Averys, your Bryans. Those are I'm not saying that the guys over in Europe are quality, but we know quantity doesn't mean quality. And over here, what I'm saying is that you're going to have more quality fights right back to back. Where over there, you may have a quality fight, and then the next one, of course, if you win that fight, it's probably going to get harder from there. But that first or that second fight, you might have a guy who does continuous, and he's just out here working on his point moves because he's in the Irish Open, and that's what you get.
So you're saying that the European fighters are not as good as the fighters in America, is what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure that's what I was hearing. Chris, do you want to respond to that?
Our fighters are better. I mean, let's weigh it out here, man. I mean, come on, man.
I just wanted to make sure.
Hold on. They come here.
Okay, hold on.
Why do they come here? Because these are the best fighters in the world. This is why they come to North America. I'll just say North America.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a lot to digest real quick.
When he was saying it, I was like,
I'm gonna start with one thing. Why do they come over here? Because they get paid to come over here. How often do they come over here? Only the two come over here on a regular basis. Roman came over, accomplished what he wanted, won what he needed to do, and has not come back since, but still continuously fights over there. How many Americans?
And dominates.
How many Americans have gone to Best Fighter, to Brussels, to the Beveren, to the Flanders Cup in Belgium, have gone to Golden Glove in Italy, have gone to the Irish Open, have gone to the Austrian Classics, Americans, and won over there. No,
no, it's not that many. It's not that many that go to Bristol.
Not that many go to Bristol, and they don't win either. And they don't win either.
They fare well.
Did they win?
The recent years, yes.
Who? Robbie's Canadian, so you can't count him. Elijah won the last 2 years back to back, so he's the first person to ever do that.
Now, okay, wait. You're talking just winning the open weight, so
because that's for me. This is what we're talking about. Because Europe doesn't do overall grands.
They don't. They do the open weight.
So that's the only chance that you're going to get. And that's the only division where Robbie can fight, Avery can fight, Roman can fight, Richie can fight, Zolt can fight, Raymond in the finals.
Well, it used to be like that. It used to be, hey, you're the last man standing in America, but then they split it into two divisions. So we used to have.
Well, we've only had that since the 2000s. We've only had that since the 2000s because in the 90s you had lightweight grands, middleweight grands, and heavyweight grands. So
some events,
not all.
Oh, and in those events, you only had the Atomics Challenge for those events for the 8-man invite only tournaments. And
because the Bluegrass you always had Bluegrass,
AKA and Diamonds were the only overalls because it was a thing.
The biggest overalls to me. I mean.
Now you got a Rolex. All right, you got a Rolex Challenge versus the overall grands at World Series of Martial Arts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, they had.
So it depends, but no. I'm just saying. Would you take the Rolex Challenge win over the overall grands?
The Rolex Challenge win over the overall grands.
That's the open weight. The super fights the open weight.
Rolex have any? They call it drip. Any diamonds?
I'm pretty sure it didn't.
It wasn't. It was the basic model until the last year, and then the last year he got one of the big boys.
Oh, okay.
I seen 4 of them. I've seen a couple of them.
But anyway, so
you know what I mean? So
I mean, it's hard because like you got to remember that it's hard because
my answer is always this: it depends on who's there.
You win. I can't help who show up to the game. You know, that's just how it goes. You know, if you out there winning, regardless who shows up, you win it.
Yeah, no, but he's saying is like,
if I'm holding up the trophy and I'm talking about, yo, I got this win, are you saying I got this overall grand win with 2 people in my division and 1 other dude to fight for overall grands? Or are you taking this open weight tournament with 35 people in it?
I have an example. So if I got, let's say, heavyweight, this is an example. Let's say if I just got a division and they don't have nothing besides Anthony Mary's, Avery, Thomas, and Cam and Ryan George in there, you know, versus another division, they got 40 people. You telling me that them 5, whoever come out on top of them 5, that won't outweigh whatever this person may have went through?
Those dudes are never in the same division.
I'm hypothetically saying.
So you can't hypothetically say something that'll never happen because you're comparing 2 things. They're not in the heavyweight division.
They're in the heavyweight category.
So you're not going to get all 5 of them out of there. You're going to get 1 here, 1 there, 1 here.
Let's say if I get 3 out of 5.
Okay. So you're going to take the 3 out of 5. You're going to take a Avery, a Cam, and a Tomas. You're going to take those final 3, and they're the last 3 up. And you're going to take that 3, those, and you're only because you're only going to have, they're not going to be in the same division.
Oh, okay. You said it now. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. They will never be in the same division. So the people, heavyweights. Okay. Who's the true heavyweight? You got Cam, you got Ant. Avery's not a heavyweight. Avery's a light heavyweight. Avery and Tomas are light heavyweights. So you can't have those 4.
If you got heavyweight in the weight category, boy heavyweight. If you got heavyweight, boy heavyweight. He's heavy. I'm just leaving it there. I know all the light heavyweight, middle heavyweight, light middle heavyweight, super heavyweight. You got all these different heavyweights. I'm just saying, if the man is a heavyweight, he's a heavyweight. That's it. Heavyweight.
Okay, but all right. So what are we discussing at this point? Because we're down to the point. If you were a heavyweight or light heavyweight, so what are we discussing at this point?
All we're saying is,
what did you hold higher in a higher esteem, overall grands or open weight?
When you have 3 or 4 of the top guys in the world, and you're close to fighting back to back versus, okay, yeah, you might need more endurance on that other side of the coin where, yeah, you got 15 people in your division, but those 3 fights or 1 or 2 fights that you may have with the top guys in the world is going to be your hardest fights because of their abilities, and it's just not going to be.
You don't think it's the same when you get to the final 4 or the final 6 or 8 of the Irish Open?
Yeah, because you gotta have some gas.
No, I'm talking about you don't think the cream has rise to the top when you get to those final
4 that you fighting, the same guys that possibly you gonna be fighting in this little division right here. All I'm implying. Okay.
He's saying that you're not going to fight. You're never going to get that final 4 that you're talking about with Cam, Tomas, and Avery in the same division because Cam is a heavyweight and the other 2 are light heavyweights.
Let's say we go to a local tournament.
Okay, so now we're down to a local tournament. All right, here we go, people. We are.
I'm reaching because that's all I'm trying to say is that if you were to put them in a division of heavyweights in the heavyweight category, where let's just
okay. How about you take your top 4? How about you take your top 4 light heavy / heavyweights, and you take your whatever, and then you take your top 4 light Europeans. Who you taking? You talk about it. So you got our top 4 light heavies because you mentioned Tomas, but Tomas is
he's going to be
technically over there, and he wouldn't even be in the. I don't know if he would be in the top 4 over there.
So if I go Europe versus America, man.
What? You're looking at me funny, Trev. I don't know.
I'm saying, like, would he be in the top 4? I don't know. I don't know the
I don't know their layout right now. I know the German team is looking pretty tight. I haven't
been on Ramadan to watch any of the fights. And then are they labeling who is fighting who
when they know them? Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, because otherwise it's just 2 people fighting, and you have no idea who is this fighter. He might be all right.
It seems to be that the lightweight.
I would love to do that.
Open weight events from what I've been following.
Mm-hmm. Say what now?
Elijah's been winning most of their
open weights. Yes, yeah.
9 over there, 1 over here.
I mean, hey, that's a good track record.
And he's going against people like Roman. He's going against Bailey. He's going against, you know what I mean, in these things. So
And he get that same effect over here. He just doesn't have to go through the rest of the countries. You know, that's the thing. Like you're skipping over that hump of, okay, you got mid, as I like to describe, like you have quality fighters, they're good, but they're just not at that elite level. Like we're but then not at that elite level to compare.
I always like it
to the fighters.
No, I get what you're saying, but I always like it because but how many times?
So if I stick to
when I go, I don't know about you, but when I go to the Irish Open or I'll go to Best Fighter, one of the tournaments that I've been to, I will watch some of the Americans who you would expect to just slap get 10-0'd by a fighter.
Oh, I'm not saying so can't get down over there. I'm not saying that.
Because I watched some of our guys who we've debated and talked about in overalls, like, and one of our middleweights that we've talked about in our middleweight discussion get 10-0'd by a dude. You'd be like, who? 10-0'd.
Here's the thing too, though. You know, and I've paid attention to a lot of the things that they are able to do over there that, you know, necessarily don't count as a point over here. We all had that conversation about the jab to the body, and you know, we adjust the ones that are smart enough to adjust to that. But absolutely, man, yeah, anybody get, I guess, 10-0 over there compared to here, where you know you might not get 10-0 because the point how it's being called is a lot different in comparison.
That's true. So in conclusion on this topic, before we move on to the next topic, Jermond thinks the U.S. fighters are better. Chris, I'm going to say you probably think the European fighters are better.
No.
Are better? Are you?
Oh no.
Okay,
Chris thinks the European fighters are better.
Oh no. Don't get that. No.
I just want to make sure this
No. Never put no words in my mouth like that.
645 crab apple. He's open.
Oh Lord.
I'm just trying to figure out what we were actually discussing, because it got to the point where like y'all were disagreeing, but I wasn't 100% sure what y'all were disagreeing about.
Yeah,
but it was because I think Chris, I think you value open weight wins a little bit more than the overall grand at this point,
because I don't think it's an overall grand anymore. With the split of the light and heavyweight grand, I value the open weight just a little bit more. But again, my answer, as always, it depends on who's there. If I look in your division and there's a stacked 6 people in that lightweight, that 150-50, or that light welterweight, or that 40-49 weight division, Enrique, James, that division at the Diamonds was pretty darn stacked.
Yeah, it was.
It depends on who's there. But when you go to Ireland and you had, back in the day, you had Raymond, Zolt, Gregorio, you had Ross going over there, you had, all the Mike Page over there. So it depends on who's there.
Got it. All right.
Well, that's anything. It always depends who's there.
I thought, didn't you just say that it didn't matter? A win is a win. You can't control who shows up.
In general, it's always going to be somebody there. It's always, there's gonna be somebody there. But yeah, win is a win, man. You get out there, you pay your money. Hell.
Beep, 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 beep. Backpedaling.
He said beep.
All right, let's get into your week last week, Jermond. You dealt with some international competitors over there at the WKC
World
Championships. And just how was your experience going over there? Because it was a week long event. When did you get over? Did you get over this Saturday? Did you get in like?
I got in a day early.
So you got in on Friday.
Friday.
Oh, so you stay Friday all the way to Saturday?
Man, it was definitely a long work week.
Yeah. So how was your experience as far as just in general? This is your third time? No, you said fourth WKC.
Yeah. So I've been to 4, starting off in Spain, then Montreal, then Florida, and then back to Buffalo, New York. So out of all of them, this one's been the largest I've seen thus far. And it was an exciting event. Of course, it's well ran and organized. The WKC promoters and staff, they're, top-notch customer service first class. They're like the Chick-fil-A of sport karate, man. you know, how may we serve you? You know what I'm saying?
All right, I like that. Oh,
I ain't even mad at that. Be blessed.
Yeah.
Everybody know Chick-fil-A customer service.
A1.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting, you know, watching after, I guess, 11 years now since the U.S. team has been involved, and it's just growing and it continues to grow. A lot of people are excited about next year, Madrid. What's that? You know?
Wait, when you went to Spain, where was that at?
Barcelona, right?
Cadiz,
Spain.
Right on the coast, across from Morocco. You can catch a ferry literally from that part of Spain into Africa. So
let me ask you this: which worlds was your favorite that you went to? Because you said you went to 4: Montreal, Orlando, Niagara Falls, and Cadiz. So which one was your favorite?
I think Spain was my favorite because that opened up my perception about, you know, international travel a little bit more, you know.
Wait, you didn't want to go international? You didn't want to travel internationally?
No, I mean, I traveled to like Mexico and, you know, a few places along North America.
Yeah, but saying it opened your mind to it as if like you didn't want to go over there.
No, I need to do more of it.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, well, I'm going to put you up right now because next year I turn 40.
Get out of here, man.
I turn 40. All of us are turning 40 next year. It's a whole group. It's a whole group of us that are turning 40 next year. But with that, I'm taking a trip.
You gonna take a trip?
I am. I'm telling y'all now. I am going to be at WKC's for the Spain in Madrid. But before that, I'm going somewhere else. I haven't decided where I'm gonna go though. And just spend that week or whatever. But then in October, I believe I'm going to either Ghana or not Nigeria, either Ghana or Zambia or Zimbabwe, somewhere in Africa. Then I want to go. I want to go somewhere over there.
That's what's up.
I don't want to go to South Africa. That's to me, that's almost like going to Costa Rica. Nah, it's like everybody always goes there. It's so you see what I'm saying? I don't want that experience. I want.
You're saying it's European, y'all.
I mean, it's
it's touristy.
Yeah,
it's the Disney World of Africa.
Exactly,
more or less, without making it any other thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. Yeah,
a lot of people go to Johannesburg or Cape Town. Yeah, that's where they go. No, I'm with you.
To Atlanta, but you know, I mean, we still go. I'm just saying.
If I'm gonna go to Africa,
he wants to go to the Congo.
You know what I mean? I want to go to Ghana. I want to go to
Ethiopia, Somalia.
Yeah, I want to go somewhere that has the culture that really has the culture, not just going on
I still want to go to Egypt.
Yeah,
I need that's a bucket list. I go. Listen, you let me know you want to go. We can go to Cairo. Listen, I throw in on that one.
You don't know it's the culture of Africa, man. I mean, you don't know. Everything around you is going to be African.
They're different countries, so they have different cultures.
Absolutely.
So
I'm well aware.
But I'm saying,
but you still going to have that feel where you're going to be like, you know, off the plane. They gonna be smiling at you and everything. Come on, man, like, you know, it ain't gonna be no South Africa.
I'm not trying to go to South Africa, man. That's it. I'm trying to go to Nairobi, man. I'm trying to go to Ghana. Like, I'm trying to go somewhere that is a little bit different that I can look at, see the culture, see a little bit. It hasn't been touched as much as South Africa.
I want to go to the Ivory Coast.
Yes.
There was a guy, when I first started my international travels, he fought continuous, full contact and point. He got to fight different ones in different years. But for the EAXA World Championships, he was from the Ivory Coast. He was the only one that came every year. He came by himself. He had no trainers. He had no coaches. He just came. He repped, bro. He repped like hard. And it made me, and that guy and his heart, his spirit, and he was good.
Yeah.
Made me want, like, that's when we talk
if somebody comes up there is bad, then you be like, go away.
Ooh, guy, why are you here?
You're good.
But it was just that. He was like, yo, I'm a co. Where is he from? He's from the Ivory Coast. Our whole team cheered for him the whole time.
Yeah, dope.
Yeah.
Hey, that's dope.
I gotta go to Ivory Coast.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just trying to go somewhere different, man.
I'm not French.
No, they speak French out there.
Oh, okay.
They speak English too.
Yeah, but you know what? They got them little things that you can buy and you can put them in your ear and you can just talk and they talk to each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Technology guy.
Hey, man, it is what it is.
So that's cool, man. So you're going to get out and do something for like your 40th birthday, do something wild.
I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna go to a whole bunch of different places. I think I'm gonna hit Phoenix, Portland, Seattle, and Denver, because I haven't been to any of those 4 places. So I think I'm gonna hit all 4 of those places sometime next year. And in those 4 places, I think I'm gonna hit an NBA game. I'm gonna try and hit an NBA game and be like, yo, I did all these before I 40. I hit these places when I went to Africa and I went to Europe too, and just be a complete travel year pretty much. Okay. As well as doing some other things.
Come into Africa in person.
Hey man, when I come back from 40, it's gonna be completely different. I'm like, yo, I did a lot of traveling that year. Guess what? It's time to work, you know. And hey, it's time to change things.
Hey, you know, you gotta hustle.
Yeah, man. So, but
that's the new 30. Shoot, don't let nobody tell you different.
Why does it have to be the new anything? It's just me.
It's just me being my age. When I hit 40, I'll be 40.
I ain't got to worry about trying to be the new 30. I don't care about none of that. I'm just me. I'm enjoying it, and as long as I can move and do what I want to do, I'm good. I don't care what. I honestly have to tell myself how old I am. I honestly have to, when people ask, I have to stop and ask. No, I just have to think back, like, yo, what year is this? No, it's just like, what year is this? Like, okay, I know I'm in my 30s. It ends in 8. I'm 38. I'm 39. That's just what it is, man. I don't think about it anymore, man. Like until my back start hurting up or something start hurting up. Like, oh shoot, listen. Yeah. I'm gonna know in the next few days when the weather gets real cold and my joints start stiffening up, my knee starts aching again. I'll be like, ooh. But no, that did happen to me this weekend. I did post that on my Instagram. Basically, I taught a young lady's daughter how to do the horseback riding stance, and so I was doing it with her. And like, I swear to God, 20 minutes later, my knee was like, I was like, oh my God. I was just like, I guess I am a little old. Not for a horseback riding stance to stretch.
You ain't twist your back.
No, it was the knee, man. Because you holding and you tell them to do double and triple punches, and you're like, nah, trying to get them mess with me.
Yeah,
it was a little 15-minute class just teaching real quick, and then that knee was just like, bro. You gotta ease back into this, man. You
can't jump in cold turkey like that, man.
Nah, man.
You can't go
getting old. Like, no. But anyway, can we? All right, because
we get back to the WKC.
Let's get back to the WKC and the week that was.
Wonderfully done.
So, here's the big question, Jermond, about you and the WKC. Before you went, you had an issue. You didn't have a uniform. Why didn't you have a uniform that you've been to 3 prior?
Why are we talking about my uniform?
Because I'm gonna ask you a question. Just go along with it, man.
Answer the question, guy.
I did get a uniform for y'all that's watching.
Exactly. So Jermond, just listen. All right, you got a uniform, but why didn't you have a uniform before that? Okay.
So I didn't get a uniform in time because there was a deadline that I knew about, but I ignored.
No, okay, fool. But that's fine.
Not that. Why
you went to 3?
You have the other uniforms from the other trips.
Yeah, thank you, Chris.
I trade them off.
All right, so okay. Jermond, did you trade your uniform this year?
Man, I didn't.
I was getting to, man. You over here fighting me. Just go along with it. I know what I'm doing here, man. Just trust me here, brother.
You didn't trade.
You didn't trade this year. Why not?
Well, I mean, for one, we didn't trade because I don't know. I mean, maybe it was just me, but I mean, there was some dudes out there looking like Babe Ruth, man. And I don't know.
You basically saying they were fat.
No. There was some dudes out there, man. The stripes, man. I guess we felt like it was a cool uniform design, but man, I look like a Cracker Jack box, man.
Oh, you talking about your uniform?
So you saying people didn't want your uniform?
I think they wanted my uniform, man.
Oh wow!
Like I wanted that, man. Like,
oh wow! Okay, so what uniforms do you have from swaps? I know you got a Scotland.
No,
I thought you got Scotland pants.
England uniform. But my first one was a German tracksuit. By the way, their tracksuits looking pretty nice this year.
Okay.
So I have a German tracksuit, and then I have a Guatemala uniform. That's the top team. That's really nice.
I could have sworn you had like a blue and white one, but that's
Guatemala. That's the Guatemala.
Okay, I don't know why I thought that was Scotland.
So I had that one, and then this year, I did get a Venezuela shirt.
You bought it?
No, I didn't actually. Courtesy of Tony down in Miami.
Okay.
Tony Homicide. That's my guy,
Tony.
Team Legend.
Yeah.
Team Legend.
Yeah.
They had a good showing. Christian won the 18 to 21 year old open weight.
He won open weight, 18 to 21, and he had quite a few guys in there, man. That was a huge win.
How do y'all like that?
The 18 to 21 year old.
Yeah, the college.
Oh,
The college ranks.
I think it gives them an opportunity to, be just be known, for winning a division that's basically kind of like you said, like a college, or if you want to say 1 or 3 year experience into the adult division.
But
I don't like it.
Okay, there we go.
I don't like it. They forced the 30-year-olds out of the division. They're now giving 18 to 21-year-olds their own division. Listen, we gonna separate it by blondes and brunettes next, blue eyes and green eyes. It's not that crazy, but we have to have so many different things. So we have so many different winners so we can get more people to come. It's got to the point where we have winners on winners on winners on the grands on grands on grands. And because we have 9,000 people that we got to appease, for me, I don't understand it.
I understand it because it's all about the movement.
That's what I'm saying. I get it in the business sense. I mean, I understand why you have it, but then why not charge the same fighter 2 division fees and let them fight in 2 divisions, 2 weight class divisions? Why not let
they couldn't fight if you were 18, 21, you couldn't
fight any division.
No, you can't. No, I'm just talking about in general.
Oh,
in our rules.
Okay.
So as a 18 to 21 as a separate own division, I think I don't know. I just don't.
But you don't see that often, though, do you?
Was there any money for the 18, 21?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Normally, it's not advertised, as I know of, for that division, but for the overall champion of champions, it's advertised.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean,
at a world championship level, I think that's kind of cool, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not. Just have one division.
Because I think
did they have a regular open weight division? Did they have a 20?
Highlander, there can only be one.
Yeah, I do. If they have an 18 to 21 year old open weight division, do they have a 21 and over open weight division?
No, they don't. And that's interesting.
Do they have a regular open weight division?
They do not.
So why are they only showcasing 18 to 21 year olds? Do they feel like because the 35 and over guys can come down and win 18 and they're just going to be the same people? Say Robbie winning every year.
It has something to do with it because here is a bunch of kids that for some reason they don't find longevity in sport karate for numerous reasons. However, but the main thing I think happens is that it's a confidence thing. When they get up there, if they're, trying to transition into the adult division, you got to look at a guy across from you every weekend and he's beating the brakes off of you. Ain't nothing you can do besides go to somebody's seminar and get better, man. It can be discouraging because it's like, wow, I'm, not good at this. Where you have the 18 to 21 division where you have prodigies that still lurk in that age category. But, at the end of the day, you just got to fight, whether it be 18 to 21 or, 18 to 29. And, by going to that division, it only safeguards you for 3 years. Then what?
Oh, no.
Then you got to, I guess they're assuming that you have experience, just like you safeguard people from college that are going, who are playing in college ranks. And but if you can go straight to the pros, I never understood why they separated. I guess maybe it's for some people who didn't have the confidence that they were going to be right there.
And for me, it's now quite a bit more confusing because you said they don't have a 21 and over open weight or a regular open weight. They just have this one special division for these 3-year age group. So for a very small niche group, you have its own division, but you lack the rest of it for everybody else that's at the event. To me, it's just now that just confused me a little bit more. I don't understand that. Maybe we'll have to call Mr. Plowder and Mr. Duveris or somebody and ask that question.
The concept works like this, once you have your gold medalists, you have your best of your best in those weight categories. So at that point, it ultimately turns into a best of the best, where as opposed to open weight division, you're fighting for hours and it's like, all right, let's, decide who's going to be the winner out of this open weight division versus, okay, you get your 6 gold medalists, you fight them down to there's only one. Yeah. That's going to be the best person in that room. So it's still getting to the same goal, if you want to say. It's just broken up into the weight, and then once the weights are completed, then you can have a heavyweight fight in the lightweight.
Because when you get the last winners, you randomly shuffle them, and that's what you get. I get that. That's fine.
You open weight, but
like I said, what Travis's question was just the 18 to 21.
Just the division itself.
Yes, I think that's for me again. I think it's weird.
It's kind of bizarre. I agree. I mean, you got 18 to 21 Euro fighters, and they're all revved up and stoked about, I guess, winning this division, which is only for their age. Kind of.
It's just kind of whatever for me. I mean, it's okay. I mean, cool, good for those guys who went in and competed and entered that division, and congratulations to them.
One thing if they get money. So if it was like, okay, well, you give them $1,000 for it, it's like, well, damn, I ain't got to go fight all these good ass fighters. I go with my 1,000 right here. Oh, by all means, my ego is in the car.
But it depends, because if you get Tyreek, Enrique, Bailey, Elijah, you get you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it can't be that way. But that's just interesting.
And that solidifies what I said about those type of divisions with all those.
No, you were saying about what's the name? Not the open weight. You were saying that the open weight wasn't the good one.
Well, I'm just saying, once again, putting quality fighters in a small division, even though it's a small division, you got a nest of quality fighters that 18 to 21. Can you imagine that? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because people be like, why is he so low? But anyway, all right. But anyway, as far as review of the WKC, who looked good? Who looked off? Who looked hurt? Normal? Yeah, just
I'll just say this. Everybody that came out to WKC, they were representing the United States, and there are other countries that were there as well. But on the United States behalf, we conducted ourselves with great behavior. No parents getting thrown out. There wasn't any, commotions. So, when you have an event that has people from all over, and it's a lot of energy, a lot of stuff that's happening, and everybody gets along. That's what I enjoy to see. Nice family-friendly event. The youth fighters looked great. It's a lot of young up-and-coming fighters. I watched 15 to 17-year-old division. A lot of guys, man, that are athletic, that are transcending into, that adulthood. So that'll be fun to watch for years to come. Other than that, you had the female fighters. We had a good little showing of fighters from the veterans women as well. I believe there was a veterans women's
team. They won.
Yep, they won.
Ashley Floyd and
won the gold medal, of course.
It was Ashley Floyd, Rasha, and
I'm trying to remember that lady's name.
Yeah, I can't remember her name. Was she with?
I'm looking at the picture.
Yeah, wasn't she with Alex? I think that was the one who was with Alex, right? Alex Damon in school.
But I remember her face.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just highlighting off of that, the energy with the USA team, it was electrifying. So we had a lot of people who medaled, especially in the forums category. Definitely with the youth. So, we made our mark there. In the fighting, I think definitely we had a lot of good battles out there. There was a lot of close matches, with the youth all the way to the adults.
Julie Brown.
There you go.
Julie Brown. Thank you.
Downtown.
Facebook. It's actually, it was a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there that that looks good.
Trav.
Yeah.
You know why I looked at you funny?
No, why?
Did you watch any of the juniors?
No.
You over there nodding his head like, yeah, the juniors were good. Okay.
I did not watch any of the juniors.
I did. I watched some of the juniors. I was impressed with some of the juniors. Hence part of our conversation that we had throughout.
I don't like people like, oh, did you see Tyson? Like Tyson always wins. I'm like, I don't have to technically watch Tyson. Like the kid's killer. Like when he gets up a little bit higher, I'm like, I'm watching because he's gonna pop up.
With 16, 17, he's gonna have the same people he's been fighting more than likely.
Yeah.
You think anybody gonna catch up?
I know. I'm just looking at it. I'm looking to see.
You always have that dark horse that just shows up.
I mean, you can, and he'll have some good fights, and they'll progress. But the question is he going to adjust and continue getting better? Like
absolutely.
So
he's one of those prodigy child.
Yeah.
His dad obviously was a great fighter, so when you read that,
surrounded by it, and we talk about next level.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
Yeah,
he's go up to the karate schools where the pedigree is strong like that. Typically, the younger fighter, believe it or not, Tyson could probably go out to a local men's division somewhere, probably a national tournament, and get first in the light.
I'm sure he has.
I'm sure he could do that.
I'm sure he's 14?
14, 15?
14 or 15.
Yeah, so I'm sure he has.
Yeah, he has that ability to win like that. Certain fighters.
Yeah, but how's he gonna do that, man? Everybody knows who he is.
I moved up when I was 15, 16. So yeah, I mean, exactly.
I did too.
That's what I'm saying. So he's going to that's not a big thing. Like
it's true.
It's what it is.
Not all fighters,
If he did it when he was like 12, I'd have been like, oh shoot, like
my man is trying hard.
Yeah,
Cam was trying to fight at like 14.
Cam he was fighting early at 14.
He was fighting adults young.
14. In fact, I fought him in New York. I remember very well.
He was on Mass Mall.
Yeah, Mass Mall.
He was robbing a Mass Mall joint.
Yeah.
He was 14-year-old kid. He wasn't big.
Nah.
So what's something I did want to mention, because especially since you're here, is that Morgan threw something that it's only used. I was watching the fight.
It was a double axe kick.
And
was it the double axe?
It was a double axe kick, bro.
Do a double axe kick.
I sent the text to Avery as soon as she did it. I was like, "Yo, did she literally just throw a double axe kick?" He said, "I just said the same thing to my dad," and I was like, "Yeah, that was crazy." And I had when Avery was fighting and Morgan was coaching, I sent her a text and said, "Hey, tell him to throw a double axe kick," and she was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And then later on, like an hour later, she was like, "Wait, I threw a double axe kick?" And I was like, "You don't even know that you threw a double axe kick?" And the only other person who does something that they don't know that they did, and other people like, is this fool right here. It was me, Jotty, and my uncle when we were sitting at, that was at WKC, which is crazy. You threw something against, I think it was Cody. And I don't even think you knew what you did. You just did something crazy, like a jump, switch, spin kick. It was something
jump, spin,
wild.
Delay, pop,
like,
hook, round
we're
thing.
Like, what the heck? Wait, what did you do? Like, because it's just certain, like what? I don't even know what you just did, like, bro, like, you just start throwing stuff sometimes, like, and you get into an awkward position and you just throw your leg, and it's like, yeah, how did he even think? All right, man, it's just, and that's what it reminded me of when I saw her throw it, and I was just like,
I seen that double axe. Wow, wow.
It's like, that's just insane.
I think sometimes, like, when you're in a heat of a battle, your mind, is programmed to react to certain, angles.
Autopilot.
Well, yeah, of course.
It's like a simulator. It's like a simulator. Like you're there.
You're not telling it what to do.
Yeah.
It just sees something that is, is unexplainable, until you watch it sit down.
You don't even see it. That's the thing. Your body goes to autopilot and it just happens.
Yeah. And
you're like, what? How'd you do that? Huh? Do what?
Yeah, it's just kind of ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
But
that was funny.
Yeah, it was funny. I was like, yeah, that's crazy. But
y'all kind of swept a lot of that stuff. America with the Avery won champions. Morgan won.
But fam, Jermond.
Yeah, it was
the rivalry.
It was a hard
and it's just to the point, like they are dominating.
Yeah.
For the most of the time, Canada has won that team fight.
Yeah, man, we put some heavy hitters out there in the past before.
Yeah.
I mean, one time we got them was in Orlando, and I was part of that. But to say that, I don't think they had all of the guys that I wanted to be was the guys that I seen on Friday night. That's the squad. Typically, it looks, like when Canada puts together a team, you have some guys from French Canada. Then you got the guys from Ontario that are the common, the common threading of that team, like your Tom, your Robbies, and Cody. That's usually your core right there.
The Duvers.
Two guys, or in this case, they had Ben Clark. They had another young guys, and
who was on their team? It was Tom, Renee. Oh, it was Tom, Robbie, Cody, Ben Clark, and
young kid. I think it's Nico. That's the one I.
Yeah, Nico.
It was another kid. They had 6 people actually. We didn't know we had 6 people.
Okay.
Yes.
But they didn't use all 6 today. How many teams did they have though?
They had 2 teams, but they did use all 6 throughout the day.
Okay.
Friday, but by then, they had a nice little rotation, and by the time we found out we could have 6, it was the day of. So it was like, all right, no big deal.
How many teams did America put up?
We put in, I want to say 2 or 3 teams actually. 2,
okay,
3. We made 3 teams.
All right, yeah. Okay.
And it was a fun time. I always enjoy that rivalry though. It just sucks being on the opposite end of it, definitely. But overall, you'll never find a more
because it's matches,
exciting,
right?
It's definitely matches. It's win by matches. And I have to say, the thought I came across was the Ant fight. The guy he fought was a real jittery fighter.
Is that Ben?
No,
it was the. I don't know. It was Jason.
Yeah,
and the guy who was so jittery, and Ant is usually the jittery fighter. So
I noticed that.
And it threw
it's slow. It settled Ant down.
Yeah.
Ant didn't do his.
He couldn't get his thing. He just looked slow he just couldn't get his momentum.
Looked like a half step.
He looked off. Like he just didn't look good.
He had one of the closest fights. That was only decided by a point, that particular match. And he fought, in my opinion, well, man. He did the best he could. That was.
Oh yeah,
I know. I know. I've seen Ant look better. I'm not gonna say he looked well. He did well. I've seen Ant look better than that. I'm not gonna sit there and say that he looked good on that fight. You know what I mean? Like I can't. That's my boy and everything. But
watching him slap open weight the weekend before at Diamonds.
I can't give him that he looked
Avery.
good.
It was the type.
He was off, man. That's what I'm saying. The style that the guy he fought,
and I agree with you.
A faster
similar,
version,
smaller, faster version of what he does.
Yes.
Kind of throws you off on a half step. That's what I said. It looked like he was like a half step back, based upon trying to figure out to catch up with what was going on.
Right.
Not that he was behind or he was a half step behind in the fight. Just in that movement, his transitions looked like he was. Dang it.
Behind.
Yeah, I mean,
because that was crazy for me because we were watching the live stream, talking back and forth. We were looking confused with some of the matchups, but I wasn't. Oh, that's right. We didn't. I guess because it was. But yeah, so you enjoyed the stream. Listen. Yeah, because that's right. We mentioned this earlier, but it messed up on us.
Yeah, it messed up on us.
I absolutely loved the finals of the WKC. I enjoyed watching. It was 2 hours, 7 to 9. I enjoyed watching most of the 2 hours. A couple of times I looked away and did some other things, but we had a group chat going on watching the finals. It was a good show.
Yeah, we really got to figure out how to get people involved. Huh?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it would be better when you end the show.
Well, yeah,
But for me in Georgia, not freezing in Canada or Buffalo.
Oh right.
I had a great view from my dojo on the iPad watching it.
We really got to figure out a way for people to see and hear us talk, because we be saying some crazy stuff while watching these live streams.
Oh man, listen, but they got to give me the Willie and Regina version.
Oh yeah.
When I'm in a live reaction, I can't like.
No.
I'm calm, cool, collected here, but
Yeah.
I'm like, what in the what and like, what in the Sam Hill and what in Tarnation?
Parental advisory if y'all gonna be watching this, because some words are gonna be
somebody
said.
with a bleep, 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 bleep.
Yeah, buddy.
That's funny. But I thought it was a really good setup. I thought their organization and scheduling, they were on point. They didn't have a lot of that downtime that we talk about in some of the other finals. They didn't have
and it was
Forms.
Fight.
Forms.
Yeah. So
now I will have to segue real quick, because I'm more the forms guy on this podcast here.
yeah.
You know,
Can't say I'm
man, I don't like the traditional forms.
What do you mean? You don't like traditional forms?
No.
That's what I was about to say. Like, what are you saying?
My guy, I'm a traditionalist.
I know.
I love traditional forms. I don't like at a world championships that they do a NASCA variation traditional weapons division. That's a creative bow in the 90s. That would have won you a musical weapons in the 90s. Or
you want
early
pure
2000s.
traditional.
If you're going to call it traditional, please just be a traditional. I don't care that you have to say these are the 32, I've been at tournaments. These are the 32 katas you're only allowed to do. You can only run these katas. There's a bag of 32 katas and they pull in and they pull out one kata and everybody in the division has to do that kata. I'm not talking about that.
I thought you were about to say like, yo, I want that.
No, I don't.
That would be interesting though.
Listen, Jeff.
We talked about that.
Yes. But, no, that would be interesting. I would like to do that. I think that would be fun, especially with the climate and traditional now. But yeah,
well, yeah, that's what he's saying. You got to know the 32.
You got to, yeah. I think at a world championship level, if you're calling it that with traditional, I think you do that, but it's on sport karate world championship. So I can't really be too gripey about it. When I look at somebody doing a classical form, which I call them now classical forms because the makeup of traditional is in the essence of tradition. I think it's a little weird for me. Watching a girl do a Casey Marks bow form in the traditional division wigs me out. I think it's probably because I'm old and I'm dating myself and a lot of this, but I'm the old guy who doesn't like the new music, you know what I mean? So like it's weirding me out a little bit. I just had to disclaim that real quick because I'm sure Jeff and Alex, I'll probably call in and talk to them about some of that depending on what they're going to be doing this week.
It really depends. Like I don't know what technically is a traditional form. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's.
And to me, I would categorize them like Korean, and that would be Mudokwan, Tongsudo, Taekwondo, and any other variations that Hapkido and all the rest of the variations in there. Then I would have a Japanese Okinawan where you have Shotokan Sho and Rusho.
But with that being said, I'm just saying I don't know what that
would be.
Yes, that like because some I don't know what the Hapkido form is. Couldn't tell you what the Kempo form is. You know what I mean? So as far as that comes into a better version of organization for judges and other things like that.
Because
you can't just pull
technically
me off the street.
When you're talking about competing in a world championship, the people who are in that division and who organize that division should. Yes. So if you're going to compete in that division, you should already know these are the things and this is how it goes and all that jazz. That's what I mean when it comes to that traditionalist division, separating them between the ones that they do.
Okay.
Mostly, and again, sorry, hold on. It's mostly the weapons. Because none of that stuff looks anywhere remotely to traditional Tokamini bow or Chatnyara no Sai or different things.
Not a lot of it is like you said. It's modified.
Yeah.
A lot of the forms that you'll see nowadays.
It's the essence of tradition. Yeah. As long as you don't do a figure eight or a throw.
Nothing, kicking over the shoulder or, just everything basic about traditional. They're putting their own forms together, which I describe as the new tradition,
Yeah.
All right, Ricky.
You're right. Now when man, that broke my heart. I did that one time.
What?
In the 2000s, I did that one time. I made up a traditional form because that was the trend and it started to be the trend and people started adding things and started.
Techniques to make it your own traditional kind.
Because it's not traditional.
Traditional means it's passed down.
It's been passed down. What is a tradition?
Well, you got to start a new tradition somewhere.
Then it's not called traditional. It's called contemporary because it's a new thing. When that new thing is done for a certain.
We can't get no new forms.
He's saying it's not traditional, but you can get new forms.
I'm saying you can do new forms, but you can't put them in you can't call it a traditional.
You call it classical.
They have because Ishinru technically. Hold on, because I'm saying yes, you can. The style of Ishinru is a new style. New-ish style. It's one of the younger styles when you look at Japanese karate, but it's absolutely counted in the JKAs or in the WKFs and all that stuff. So you can do that. Anandai is a new cut.
20-some years ago, if you would have kept doing it and passed it down from generation to generation.
Oh, that's an interesting. When does it become a tradition?
That's what I was just getting ready to look up. What is the definition of traditional?
You got to be a couple of 100 years old, do a couple of ninth Dan, Supreme Grand Masters have to sign off on your form.
You say Dan?
Like ninth Dan, like ninth Dan, like ninth.
I always hear people say Don, so that's not it. Okay. Who have you ever heard call it a tomato? People say that.
It's people from other countries who come in at the tomato. Like a lot of
okay.
Which one I would say because I was gonna say a lot of Italians coming in.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone. Do they say potato? Do they say that too?
I don't know.
Tomato, tomato, potato. Who says that?
Let's call the whole thing off.
Yeah, the whole thing. Like, what are you talking here? Okay, man. Here we go. All right, Jay. Grade your performance then. You were there.
Grade my performance?
Yeah, grade your performance, bro.
Why do I have to grade my performance? My performance was not A+.
That's grading your performance. Did you feel off? Like what do you like? Because you weren't Jay. You weren't Jermond. You were Jer.
36.
You look like a germ.
No.
So wait, do you think that you from now on will be fighting at 35 plus?
It's funny because I look at that division.
I did both when I fought.
Yeah, you can do both.
Did Tom win 35 plus?
He did. Won it all.
Yeah.
That's the last fight.
I didn't see his fight versus Dewan. So I was just like,
as I get older, I'm in, weight classes where I have a lot of fast guys. And some things that I've accepted is the fact that I'm not, 19 or 20. I don't have as much speed as I had before. There's certain things I have to adjust to.
Yeah.
And it's a process. I felt like 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago, I was felt faster fighter. But now my speed, it feel like it's there, but it's just
it's like a tenth of a second off, and that tenth of a second is what the difference of it.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's like I don't want to believe it, but you might have to just.
I don't know why you don't want to believe it. You 36, bro.
No.
Jordan retired like 8 times by the time he was 36. Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, it is what it is. Like it's just this is what happens.
I got all hyped up. I was training with the Team Dojo guys and James and Kevin and everybody. I was like, yo, I'm gonna go to Minnesota. I'm gonna go to Diamonds. And I was like, yeah, but I gotta go to a local tournament.
Yeah,
man. I gotta do 2 or 3 of them. I gotta shake that off. I gotta.
Yeah, you have to.
So you know what? You have to make. I'm gonna sit here on the podcast.
Exactly.
I'll probably occasionally pop my head in the young man's division, but typically, if I get out and compete, I'm okay with going, to the veteran division.
I haven't done it yet. That's what I'm saying. So
I just enjoy it.
I've done it. I'm fine with it.
I want to do it. I'm 35 plus.
Yeah, I'm
not just 30 plus. I'm 35 plus. Like, we good.
I'm good.
Yeah, you might be in the 40s.
Yeah, I'm about to be in the 40s, man. I don't get no problem with that. Like, none at all. Like, I'm just not like.
I guess
you're in a Java.
No, I'm accepted. I'm not sitting there thinking like I need to prove something to fight these young cats. Like, nah. When I see them fight, I don't want to fight them. I don't have an urge like some certain people want get in there and they want to prove and fight.
Right,
I don't care. Like, I just watch it and like, oh, that's good. All right.
Now, do you have the interest?
Do I have the interest to fight?
Like. I wonder, do you watch fights and go, I would fight this person like this. I would do it like this. Do you still do that?
No,
not at all.
No, I when I watch it, I'm more of in a coach's mode. I'm looking at how that particular youngster can improve. Like, what are they doing? Boom, boom, boom. And then I'm starting to think of, all right, how would I coach somebody to beat this person? So
yes,
to see how they react. You know what I mean? So I'm more of a coach.
You're doing the same things, but not how I would handle them. But how could I get somebody else to understand the concepts of what they're doing? I get that.
And you know what? One of the main things is I look at it and I see where I went wrong in my fighting and back in the day. Like I evaluate oh shoot. I should have been doing this a little bit more.
I did this. I did what that dude did.
I like one of the things I thought about. I think it was really recent. I think it was like in an elevator. I know this is crazy. I was in an elevator looking at my stance if I was fighting. Like, I should have a little bit farther open, space that way. Nobody was in the elevator. I was in my spot.
My man seen himself in the mirror and was like, yo, let me check this out real quick.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. I'm weird, man. It is what it is, man. Don't judge me. This is a judgment-free zone, Jermond.
You talk about the dude who puts on
no bullying, Jermond.
Listen, Trav. You talk about a dude who puts on shoes and like bounces in them, bro. Like,
is that what Jay does? Jay, that's what you do? What do you do? Well, the fact that you said fake news, I'm starting to believe it now. Because you said
a big red flag, friend.
Exactly. But no, man. So when I watch the kids, I just kind of think about how are they gonna react when someone does this? How are they gonna react when this person does this and and I just kind of like, all right, that's kind of interesting. I think that's why they didn't. Okay. Yeah, I don't have
my question.
I have
the brain still works, but not for that reason.
I have no interest. I'm more looking at the things that the event is doing,
right?
As opposed to what they actually are. Yeah, I'm more looking at that, like how are they? What's good that they're doing? What's bad that they're doing? Like just in that vein.
From a service point.
Yeah, well, just like I'm like, oh, shoot, that's a good concept. That's pretty dope. Oh, right. I see how they arranging. Like
we talked about WKC, the judges.
Yeah. Oh man, did we talk about that? No, I don't think so. I don't think we got that.
No, that's why I brought that back.
Yeah, one of the dope things I liked about WKC is they were all, as soon as in the finals, as soon as it was over with, they would bring another set of judges up, and that was pretty dope to me to see a completely different set of judges right after and rotate in and do the next thing like that.
So people, and people don't get that. I'm always the judge, so I'm always right. It keeps judges humble and honest as well. Yeah.
Do you, when you judge, do you feel like you need to be the center or like you should be center?
Nope.
If you see the center is doing a bad job, do you try and jump in at that point?
If they're doing a horrible job and we're at a local tournament, we're trying to get in and get out, absolutely I'm taking over, because here's my point. You get to, these tournaments, and all I'm saying is this: you get to local events, and you know that out of everybody, you're probably the most experienced person there.
And, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And you're like, okay, what is going on? Like, you're in the division, and you're like, okay, sitting there, and the guy's like, judges, go.
One over here, one over here, one over there. Wait, shoot. What was it again? One over here.
Okay, yeah.
Bruh.
1 point.
Yeah.
And ready, y'all ready? Fight.
My guy, 40 seconds have gone through.
Okay, so my question is, how are you taking over?
Okay, so
easy.
What I have done to privately disguise these things, I have gotten one of the competitors, or I've gotten one of the coaches of one of the teams attention and said, do you really want this dude to be the center? Maybe you should do something about it. And then that's all I do.
Oh, wait.
And whether they do something or not, it happens or doesn't. Because there was an incident at a tournament that we were all at recently, where that one thing happened in the ring that I was judging in. And
you're talking about the battle.
I'm sorry. Yeah. When when the guy got swapped out of the corner, that wasn't because anybody. It was because one competitor was like, "Yo, this dude is terrible." I was like, "So protest him out." And only one person waited till the very last. The heavyweight division was like, "Yo, hey, can I get this guy out of here?" Why? Because everything that guy's been calling, we've watched it all day, has been the mirror image of what I was calling. So that whatever I called, that dude called. Now, hindsight, for some fighters, it might have been a better decision to keep that dude in there. But
the thing too, though, when it comes to judging, these are volunteers.
That's the number one.
There's nothing that you can do about that besides having a great offense.
Besides paying them.
Paying them. They do it at the WKC. They pay them at the WKC.
Oh, well, there you go. But I'm just saying.
Them things. Booyah.
A day?
50 a day.
That ain't bad.
That's not bad.
Listen, that's lunch and dinner.
But
I'm frugal, so that's like
quality calls.
Nothing guarantees quality calls.
I mean, they pay the NFL and NBA refs, and they still get stuff wrong.
Listen, they pay them big money.
Nothing guarantees quality calls. However, there are certain calls that should be overridden. because it's like you clearly seen that hit nothing. And I seen a lot of that, and it was just like unbelievable. People were just calling the points. And that's just how it is. Like, you have to know your environment. And I know.
I was going to say, you got to, as
your environment. So all right. Fast calling speed fighting tournaments, it's all sport karate, but then you got this extra mode that I describe as speed fighting because it's immediately point right away, immediately. Now, you may not even seen contact, but you seen, a person throw a punch, but immediately they point. And that right there, it is difficult to swallow because you see a lot of that. It happens to you, it happens to the other person, and you just got to kind of like say, all right, you know what? It's going to both ways. So, it is what it is. But that alone can kind of, give a person who's never seen this before a bad taste in their mouth. So if they've never seen sport karate and they haven't watched that, they're like, what is this? What's happening? He didn't hit the guy, but he got a point. How does that happen? Now you open up a can of worms to that audience. We always talk about how to get to the next platform with exposure with sport martial arts, but that right there just can't continue to happen. But it will. However, we'll never make it to that platform to, professionalism is what I'm saying. Ultimately.
Yeah, we'll never make it there. With the WKC, I don't know if everything's running together, so I have no idea what we talked about, what we didn't talk about, because I can't remember when we talked about your favorite WKC.
Yeah, we did actually.
We did.
Yeah, but I don't know if we got it recorded. But anyway, it just, if they didn't hear it, it was Spain. Sorry, people. Yeah, Cadiz, Spain. What else? Where we got? What's up, Chris?
Nothing. I was trying to catch up with you.
Oh man, I mean, that was the WKC 2019 for you, man. Buffalo, New York. Next year it's going to be in Madrid. The following year, I believe it should be back in the United States, more than likely. So,
damn it. So where it's going to be at?
I don't know.
We talked about that. I don't know if we got that or not, but yeah, my bet would be South America, Guatemala, Mexico.
That would be
I'm not saying anything. I haven't been told anything. I don't know anything. I'm just saying.
I tell you what, Waco did a thing, a Pan American full contact thing down in Brazil one time. I didn't get to go. I didn't get to go, but man, listen.
Well, all right. Look, if we're going to speculate, if you're going to speculate rate, you have to look at what countries.
Mexico, Guatemala. That's why those are the two that I said.
What countries that have a presence in W? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying who have a presence in the WKC.
AKA.
Well, yeah. So I mean,
you're a promoter. They would only go to a place where
there's another promoter.
You're not going to go to a random place.
I
think it's calculated too about how many competitors each country brings. So if you figure this much, that when you go to the Latin American countries, you have Americans, North Americans, including Canada, and you have Europeans who can gain pretty easy access to that country, which will make it better on the Latin American side because there are people already there.
Yeah.
So typically, the reverse is that it's harder for them
to leave there. But now you also have to look in, would those other countries want to go to those countries?
I was about to say that.
It all depends on when. You can't do it during hurricane season.
Well, all the time is hurricane season.
We still gonna have time in Puerto Rico. We gonna have time.
I mean, I've been to Puerto Rico several times, but again, that's back to going to the United States.
And they come in by the way, I will say
that's the United States territory.
Yeah, well, which
is a very odd thing for me. Go ahead. Countries come into the territory.
Puerto Rico is surprised because when they come into the ceremony, they come in hitting the drum. Puerto Rico. It's that flavor that WKC give you like that. Give you some of that Puerto Rico.
Well, okay, I was about to say what they do. That's Puerto Rico. That's what they do. Okay.
This dude said it's the adobo. My guy. Is it just your adobo or is it the sazon?
Oh, what? Okay, Chris.
That's funny.
Look at you, man.
Don't talk about food, bro. Go ahead, Travis. What were you going to say, my man?
I don't remember. I was about to say, can we run through? It's Mexico, Guatemala, Puerto Rico, Venezuela.
Ain't nobody going to Venezuela.
I know.
Right
I'm
now.
just saying. I'm just naming WKC.
WKC affiliates.
I'm just naming them off.
Argentina.
Argentina.
Argentina. They did.
Jay, I'm not saying it. I'm just like,
look at me like,
okay, Argentina.
I would be.
I'm trying to think.
Sport karate in general. That's.
I want to say Costa Rica was there.
I think Costa Rica was technically, but you know where they live,
Bruh.
Was Colombia there?
Nah.
I don't know. You were there. Okay, I was about to say Colombia was there.
Bro, yeah. But no, like, yeah. That's such a funny thing to me. Just thinking about that, just as we talked about it, like. I know. How does that work? Puerto Rico. I know Puerto Rico is a United States territory, but it's its own country, so it's kind of like a 50-50. No, so is that like a dual citizenship?
Oh man, God bless me.
Yeah, fly got on Jay.
So you know what I mean? That's a. I mean, if the U.S. Virgin Islands went, would they get? How would they compete as the Virgin Islands, or would they compete as Team
probably
America?
the Virgin Islands? Yeah, they're probably because
they will represent the Virgin Islands because I think based off of just processing, where they are, even though it is U.S. territory, they still have their own,
No, I know.
Yeah,
those people, come from
sometimes
around there represent their own country, like maybe Trinidad or wherever.
Then they would have their own team from Trinidad or Tobago or Barbados, yeah. St. Croix and the rest of all of them. Bermuda.
Puerto Rico,
they've done that many a times.
That's what I was saying. The Costa Rica.
That's kind of where I'm going with that. Like, it's just.
I don't know.
Do you
man.
get to say like I went to Puerto Rico one time and I get to be on the Puerto Rican team because I didn't make the U.S. team? Now these leads me into
that's
things.
All,
no, I'm not saying like.
Could I do that?
Yes, that's what happens in the Olympics.
That's what I'm saying.
So that happens in the Olympics all the time. I know somebody who went to the University of Michigan decided it would be easier for her not to make the track team for the U.S. and ran for Nigeria. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People move to Dominican or Haiti or go somewhere different.
Hey man, you're on the team. If you're on the team, in the Olympics.
Jermond, you just said if you're on the team, you're on the team.
And that means implying
says if you're a human, you're a human. What are you talking
if you are trying not to get on the team to make the Olympics, you on the team, man.
He said it don't matter what country you on. You wanted to go to the Olympics, you better find a country that's terrible at that sport. Exactly. You better go get it.
You better go make it.
Jamaican got a bobsled team.
Well, all right, fellas, man, it's been fun.
Time for you to eat.
I gotta get out of here. I got some things to take care of.
Yeah, your voice is cracking. Your voice cracking and stuff. Y'all tired, man.
I'm exhausted, man.
This dude, man. You've been.
It has been a long week for you.
It has.
And it's gonna continue.
Did you just sleep yesterday when you got back? You got back Saturday, right?
Yeah, I got back Saturday afternoon.
So did you just sleep all day Saturday and Sunday, or what did you do?
Watched football on Sunday. Saturday I just chilled out and pretty much slept. But Sunday I definitely got up, watched the football, did some housework.
Did you go to the game?
Yeah.
Boxing let you go? Boxing. It was in New Orleans?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't watch the NFL.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
I do, so
what does that have to do with anything I was asking?
You try to jab me.
Yeah, because I was asking you if Fox took you to the game.
Hey, man. Why you gotta let my sources out?
Everybody know that. If they know, they know they know.
Anyways.
I'm just saying, somebody need to let me know when I can go to a game. Just let me know when there's somebody that
Tampa Bay's coming up, man.
I know. That's going to be a trash game. That's going to be a trash game.
I don't know, man. Somebody got to win. Somebody got to lose. But
no, that's going to be called a tie.
It's be the first tie in the NFL history. You both were terrible.
It's just bad.
Terrible.
They got earlier this year.
Oh.
They bad too.
They bad.
Man, they got.
God, they hot mess.
They got white. Poor cat.
Poor cat.
Poor cats, man.
This ain't LSU.
Yo, did you see the LSU team? They went over to the sideline and told the high school recruits, don't go to Alabama. Y'all need to come to see us. Like, y'all don't go to Alabama. Come to LSU. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
That was like, yo. Dang.
Like, dang, that's nuts. But I guess that's how it goes, man. Like,
this is college football, baby.
It's what it is, man. How's UCF this year? Because it's rivalry. You know what? What's funny?
Florida State. What? Rivalry.
I can't. I haven't talked to Avery this week. Not gonna talk to him. Not gonna talk to him until after
the game.
Hopefully we win, man. I doubt it, but
hey man, we lost Illinois after being up 34-8 or 10.
Were we really?
Listen, bro.
I was at the thing, so I didn't even see it.
Up 34-10, and Levy Smith said, "I need to coach in the NFL."
That's just sad. That's just very, very sad.
It's down here for us right now.
It's a second down year in a row.
I'm a Seminole fan, so
yeah, y'all just fired your coach already.
They fired.
What, he had a year and a half or something, like here in 4 games?
He won the national championship.
No, he didn't.
Who?
Florida State has won a national championship like 4 or 5 years ago.
Not with him.
And not with that coach.
Not with Willie Taggart.
Oh, wait a minute. Who do they have?
We had Willie Taggart, Jimbo Fisher.
Jimbo, that's
yeah, he left. Where's he left now? They're talking about getting rid of him. I'm like, what are y'all doing? He just won a title like 2 years ago.
No. Yeah. No, Jimbo left.
When they, and they were talking about getting rid of him already.
We was talking about Dion.
The Seahawks as we speak.
Fantasy. Go ahead.
Bye, Jay. You running out of here. Go ahead, man.
Hey, I gotta go.
Yeah, falling asleep on the mic.
This guy.
Yeah, so it's a lot of. If you wanted to stay, you should have just stayed, man. I don't know what.
I wish you would have failed.
Yeah, I really wish you would have failed too.
It'd have been fine.
It'd have been fine. I'm about to get a new mic anyway because this thing wasn't picking you up right. So yeah, I'm about to get a new mic for it. So like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. It is what it is. This is the throwaway mic. So, but yeah, people. The WKC. We enjoyed watching the live stream.
I watched most of the week, on and off, different rings, trying to go back and forth. Now, with this, I will say I didn't go back and watch as I did with the Diamonds, like the stuff that I missed. The things that I caught, I was happy to catch. I had usually like 2 tabs up on a laptop at a time, or I would go back on the iPad here at the dojo.
You know what I did see that was interesting that somehow WKC was broadcasting it as opposed to everything being on sportmartialarts.com. I mean, Sport Martial Arts Facebook page. I know they were there. Yeah. It was just interesting that they were allowed WKC to broadcast it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there must have been something written up or something like that. But then there were people live streaming all kinds of stuff too.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just mean
individuals.
They had the same live stream. Like, I didn't know how they pulled that off. Because it didn't say it was shared. It was just WKC World is live, and they said sportmartialarts.com is live, and it was showing the same feed. And so it was kind of interesting just to see that. It was kind of interesting to see how that and because I was like, my mind started going like, I was like, all right, it's interesting.
Shoot, ain't nothing but a word.
Yeah, like just put us on that. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, those are things that need to be talked off camera because I don't want y'all stealing my ideas. Just sorry selves, y'all uncreative people.
Talking to you.
Yeah.
But share.
Yeah, but yes,
comment,
please.
download.
We love all of you who listen to it.
We really do.
We do. That's right. We do got to shoot a couple things, promo shots. Yeah, we got to do that. So unfortunately, I mean, we're a little short. We 8 minutes short. So then we're our usual 90 minutes. So other than that, you got anything else, Chris?
No, man. Interesting. Like I said, this is that time of year now that we got
Toronto.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the time of the year where it's the end of the year where there's not a lot of going on.
But there is. Besides Super Grands and the winter camps.
Winter camps?
Yeah, it's like 18 different winter camps now, man. I did see that.
There is one real winter camp.
Man, there's 3 I know of.
I know of a few of them too.
But the one I found interesting is that I think like Jackson and Cole are doing Jadi's thing, but they also have one in Tennessee, and it's for the same dates. And so I was just like, this is kind of, and it was like I think they're going to be on the first day of the winter camp, the Jadi winter camp.
Oh, and I thought they were on the last day of the winter camp at Jadi's. The uniforms is usually the last day.
Okay, so if it's the last day, then
they might do 1 or 2 days at the Tennessee camp and then go up there and do the hang out.
And then, but I'm like, yo, but okay, so I don't know how it works out.
Last year, I think they ran the forms on the last day.
Okay, so I thought it was the other way.
Man,
first night, but
New York sounds kind of fun again.
Look at you.
It does. Again,
I've never gone to any of them.
I've been twice to the winter camp. I went 1 year, like I said, 2009, I want to say. Mr. Plowden was there teaching. Raymond was there, a bunch of people. But that's a good one. I know Liker does one. The American kids do one. And then Kansas probably.
Jesse and them do one.
Jesse, right?
Yeah, they do one down here. They do a next level camp.
Oh, I did see that. Where are they doing that? In Florida, right?
No, I think it's here.
Where in Georgia?
Yeah. I think it's at I think it's at their sisters. Out there in
is it over in Lithonia?
Yeah, Lithonia. I think it's there. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's there. I think they do one there.
Oh.
Yep. So they're coming down here to do it. Oh. So I think they did like that last year. Because I think Kevin and Kodak.
I know. Yeah, Jesse comes down. Yeah.
So I think that's where they do it.
I have to bring some people over there.
So it's a few. Winter. It's almost winter camp season.
Yeah.
And then it starts up.
Up January right away.
Yep, right.
I know of events right away in January popping off.
Yeah, Arctic Challenge, AKAs.
Yep.
Yeah, because I started looking at different schedules. Yeah,
Robert's thing's popping off. That I don't.
Oh yeah, he's been hitting us. I meant to. That was the other thing. I knew it was another topic that we need to talk about.
Okay, I didn't know if we were gonna talk.
He put it out there.
Yeah.
He put it out, and I had talked to him. I said, I'm not gonna talk about it until you actually solidify the actual matches and stuff like that.
Right. That's what that was what I was kind of talking to him about. That's why I on the post I put, let me get your number, because I just wanted to try to see how the lineup can work. How many challenges they're doing. I know he had like Marco on there 1 year. He was gonna have Marco challenge somebody like that Kung Fu challenge. I know they're what is it, Bailey and Ant?
Yeah, it's Bailey and Ant.
He's still trying to confirm the other one. Jeff.
I felt bad.
Wow.
I have no idea who the other person is.
I don't either, to be honest with you.
They said there's a young up and comer, and I was like, wait, who is this?
I don't. I
didn't know his. I was like, maybe I should know who this is.
I don't know. I don't know who he is. I saw the name. I was gonna like check on it and look him up, but then I was like,
Yeah. Come on. Cameron Whittington.
Yes. He's looking at Jeff's page.
Yeah.
That's all I was doing too.
I was trying to hurry up and get to it. Because, they tagged us in all these things.
Yeah. And he sure enough did.
Yeah. So I just wanted to... Jeff said they're going to talk about it on the Inside Scoop tomorrow. So
yes, they are.
And I think Cameron's coming on. Oh, I don't know. No, he's not. No, not right now. I think they're just going to talk about what it is. I think because they have... that's next week. But yeah. So I'm assuming Cameron is from Amerikic.
Yes,
I think that's where he's from.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. The uniform back of the back of that uniform.
They're back.
Bro, I real quick while we was discussing this, how you gonna put up that post today?
Who?
You, Martial Arts Internet Network.
Oh,
A, B, C, and D. I like that we just got blanket things, but
yeah, man,
bro. I've been running through matchups and potential lineups.
I told y'all.
Day. Why do you think I wrote? I know. But why do you think I wrote the things that I had to write? Because it makes a difference. Now, because if I'm looking at like, A and B, if I'm looking at Nasty versus Raymond, depending on the rules, we call them 2-point body kicks. That's a different fight.
Okay.
Avery and Trevor, again, 2-point body kicks. What are the rules? Are we fighting NBL rules? That's a different fight. Bailey and who? Mr. Young. I can't remember. I think so. Yeah, Mr. Young. Yeah, that's That's an interesting fight.
I know.
They're all interesting fights, and it all depends. And then now you gave me the option of changing. So I mean, I could put Nasty on Avery, and then Raymond on Bailey, and Trevor on Mr. Young. Like
yeah, you can do all of that. If people want to sit there,
I don't have enough time in my day to run through the analytics to go through that. C and D alone.
It was crazy, man.
C and D bother me.
You said C and D bothered you?
The C and D bother me.
Why did it bother you so much?
Bro, listen. The IQ the IQ alone, let alone, I mean, AP with his length and legs, Mr. Plowden with his length and his reverse.
I did that on purpose. Timing.
I know why you did.
Everything I did was on literally strategically and look, man, I was moving these parts around because honestly, well, people don't know, I had other people on here. I swapped people out. I moved people around.
I'm sure.
I had.
I mean, God, there can be so many more.
Because somebody mentioned like, I don't see Brian Plimple. I'm like, because I don't have. It's only 4 teams. I can only, and if people really paid attention, I put basically all heavyweights or light heavyweights, and then lightweights in the lightweight category. I will say, and, I took all the middleweights out.
Yep.
Like I didn't use any middleweights.
I know.
And so I was like,
I was see what I was thinking you were going to do. I thought you were going to do a light, a middle, and a heavy, and then a lady.
Yes.
And that's how I figured you were going to do it, because I was like, all right, well, how's he going to put Preston and Reggie and Mikey P and then the middleweights in there? But then, and then when I only saw the 4 lightweights, I was just like, oh, what's he doing here?
Right.
What's he doing here? And originally, didn't you have and the other one with the build your own? Didn't you? Like, I know you had Linda in there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did things on purpose,
bro.
Man.
You're doing dirty things to my brain right now, bro. I looked at it and I was just like, oh yeah. And you talk about this, so I know it's coming.
One of the things I made sure I tried to take away people's favoritism and split it.
You have to.
So like, you don't see Ray and Jack together.
No,
I didn't put any of my family together.
No, you didn't put you know what I mean? Jotty and Ross together.
Yeah, I didn't put that.
I didn't opposing or exactly against each.
Exactly.
And then you would think a Legends team, AP.
Yes,
Nasty.
I took all of that away from you and said,
I know.
Use your mind. Who wins? And originally, a lot of people put I think it was like A, B, and D. And I saw a couple A's. I saw a couple B's.
I saw a couple A's. I saw mostly B's and D's.
And then all of a sudden, I started seeing some C's. I literally started seeing C's, and I was like, "Oh shoot, okay, all right."
People are starting to pay attention now.
It's like, yeah. So I was like, "All right." And honestly, when I looked at it and I started to really break it down, I thought, depending on everything, I think C would win it. Just off of matchups alone, could somebody who would make a mistake I end up getting blown out in their match, and that's when I started looking at things differently.
I see Nikki as the game changer. I do.
Well, Nikki,
I see if anybody's going to be a big scorer who can add to that's going to be one of the bigger ones, because out of the other 3 women, they're not huge 10-point spreaders. They're not those big scorers. She would.
Yeah, Nikki
wants to embarrass.
Well, Nikki's a 90s fighter, which when I say that, 90s fighters are very high. It was high volume fighters,
high score,
man.
high fight, yeah.
They were coming off that line,
the same thing.
Pop, kicking, like coming off that. Yeah, it was very high volume. So, but
I don't know how that would work with the movement of Chelsea and Morgan, and the distance and the length of like a Morgan. So it's one of those like, because I know, like I'm looking at B. Mr. Young's not going to be a huge point scorer.
No,
Avery can. But depends on who he matches up with in that lineup.
I don't see, if Avery is a huge scorer, it's against Trevor, but it's a high scoring fight.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just a high scoring fight.
He's either stepping in really hard and in on that one, because I can see Raymond's close with Nasty and Raymond's close with Trevor.
Exactly.
Based on fights. So I don't, depends on, his reach and the spin kick on Bailey, how that matches up. Let's see a D-bot, man. That one gets me though, bro. Score. Length difference.
I'm gonna tell you the key matchup that I don't think a lot of people realize is that Ross has never beaten Jody.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't think it would start here. If that's the case.
Well, yeah, and that's if you're doing that. Yeah.
Right. And unless they
and it wasn't until recently where he beat Jack for the first time.
Really?
That that New England Open where he hit him with the sidekick and doubled him over, that was the first time he ever beat Jack in like 10 fights or something. So that was other than getting him dropped with that skip sidekick, that was the other big win in that note for that fight. So yeah, but Jack and Pedro, ooh.
I think that's a bad matchup for Jack.
I do too.
Yeah,
that's why I said, ooh.
I think that's a bad matchup for Jack.
I took a big deep breath on that one because I mean, if we're looking at it,
yeah. Jack can push off, but Pedro's in that leg.
But it depends on which Jack. We're not talking Jack right now.
No, exactly not
everything. We're talking.
But still, Jack's main thing is that sidekick, that defensive sidekick,
that stepping body. Yeah.
And I don't
see him cutting sidekick off of that Pedro's leg. I don't see him being able to set up a sidekick off that leg.
Yeah,
no.
I
don't disagree with you on that.
I think that's honestly a bad matchup for Jack.
And that comes down to the legends in that one then, if we're looking at it logically based upon record and then lineup.
And honestly, that literally is a split. That is literally a split.
I have no comments on that. I mean, I have a lot of comments on that, but they're basically
That is literally a split.
At that point, it kind of comes down to if we're doing matchups, that's 1-1, and that leaves the ladies. And that's a rough one. Mostly because for me, the roughest part of that again is, and it's not anyone's thing. It's the quality, the level.
Well, see, the interesting thing is as long as it's pre-ACL tear, Morgan, then that means she's kicking with Nikki, and she's moving. Which is going to be an interesting thing is now she can't outkick Nikki, but she can challenge Nikki at certain points.
And I think she has
a switch. She has a better hands, but that one depends on how fast Morgan adjusts to Nikki.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Does Bull Nikki come out? And
right.
Is that a ruffle in the feathers? Because I mean, let's be real, Morgan don't get roughed up too much.
And there's no girls out there who are like that.
Right.
There's no girl out there like that who challenge her like that.
No,
they actually are afraid of her. Which would be interesting. So I mean that fight.
You know, that's what I'm saying. It's such an odd, and it can go either way because it can be the strategy, it can be the over aggression, it can be the leg dominance, it can be the step in hands, it can be.
Here's the interesting thing about that. With Jody and Rick being against Morgan, how do they adjust to coach? Meaning, how do they tell Nikki to fight Morgan? You see what I'm saying? Like that would be. But if they're on a team,
I'd have to tell her aggressive with breaks.
Now here's another thing.
Go ahead, because
she's on the team with Pedro.
I know.
That means she's doing drills with Pedro. That means she's learning stuff from Jim.
Now we're talking about. Now we're not talking about showing up at a tournament and doing it. Now we're talking about developing a squad and a bond and. Bro, like,
dude, this is insane.
We could have done a 3 hour of this.
Yeah,
we could have done a 3 hour of this, and then we could have added in, a junior or whatever. You know what I mean?
So
like
coming down to it. All right, let's break down the A versus B. Oh, because we kind of broke down A, B versus B. We said, I think Regina beats Chelsea.
Yeah, but close.
Yeah. Well,
I see it. No, I can't even say that. No,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Regina beats Chelsea.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be a blowout but I think it's a handily match, like 4 points, 3 points, not a huge 7 point, 9 point. You know what I mean? Like, I think 4 points.
Yeah, not a blowout.
It's a possibility. The Bailey versus Tony Young fight. I have
2-1, 1-1 fight.
Yeah, I just
because I don't care how much volume Bailey has. Mr. Young,
he's gonna angle him out,
bro. He keeps it 1-0. You know what I mean? Like, he's comfortable in that world. So I don't really see that being. I mean, and he could keep Pedro like that. So I don't.
Yeah.
That's a rough one.
Now, it comes down to
who adjusts and capitalizes the best on this one,
right? Do they switch it out, or do they like? I honestly cannot think it being a good thing for the Ray squad for Ray versus Trevor. I think the match,
it keeps it too close. Again, it keeps it to a 2 to 3 point swing either way.
Well, I don't like Trevor.
And again, it depends on.
I'm saying I don't like Ray
left-legged kickers.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like him against Trevor in that match. So if I was them, I would try and keep it straight up, and we'll just keep it straight up just like that, I guess.
I would as well, because he can adjust and spin off on Nasty's longer hands and his step up in his bigger kicks. I think that would be where he would try to hold it. Maybe try to take off. Naturally, he's a little bit faster, but Nasty's time, you can't say nothing bad about Nasty. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and
I think Raymond is a touch faster, but
yes, but
that's Nasty. So like,
it's nasty.
Nasty Anderson.
Nasty would do something nasty.
He would, no question.
And so
throw him off a little bit, make Raymond want to fight him, and then he'll score 2 points, rack up a couple. Bro, listen, I'm already on it. That's what I'm saying. I'm on this page with you. So I don't.
All right, so we're not gonna be soft. We're gonna pick somebody here. I want you to pick a squad out of A and B. If you have to at the end of it, you have to pick who you think wins, man. Out of this fight, who pulls it out for you?
I played this out a lot today. It's probably going to be A by like 2.
Okay. And CD?
I have to go C.
Okay. So that means it's A versus C for you in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
And where are you going with it?
I'm shifting up the order, though. I'm probably putting Jotty on Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
Jack on Nasty.
Interesting. Oh, yes.
And Mr. Plowden on Trevor. And then I'm taking C.
Okay. There you go. All right.
Just off of it, without having to get too complicated to why and rhyme and reason. Just off my
Nikki
matchups,
would beat Regina.
I believe Nikki would beat Regina.
So, I
take Jotty over Bailey. I take Jack and Nasty to a close wash because that sidekick. And it depends again. If we're calling 1 point body kicks, I give Nasty an edge on that one.
Well, no, I just think Nasty's going to do something nasty.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Once again, Nasty's going to do something nasty. He's going to take that. He's going to figure it. He's going to just I think he may even literally do. I don't know, man. He's going to do something to that point.
Slam him off the edge. Exactly.
Oh,
I know.
I just see that happening. I just see Nasty winning that fight. But I got you. So then so for me with the A versus B, I'm looking at it. I have to go B. I think B pulls it out off of the AV versus Trevor in the step in. I think Avery step in would, because even though how crazy Trevor's leg is, sooner or later towards the end of the match, Avery's going to be stepping in on him, finding it and jamming it in the correct way. because Avery's a left leg in front too. Mm-hmm. I think that will work with
close stance changes a lot of things.
Yeah, I think that will work because he'll see Trevor's kicks primarily coming towards him as opposed to it being catching that blind side.
Now it all depends on how well Avery versus that universal chamber. Because that Trevor chamber is not a typical left leg. It's not that's the thing about Trevor's leg. It's not a typical leg.
It's not. Tom. I think he's a better version of Tom.
Oh, I was going to say Tom is a little more conventional in his kicking.
That's what I'm saying.
He tries to have a universal chamber, but it's not a true universal.
Right.
Trevor's every kick is from the same chamber, and every kick is effective. Mm-hmm. He's so big it hurts.
Yeah,
for me,
but I
you're
think
the same size.
Yeah, exactly. But I do think that one, and I think no, because Nasty is every time we talk about he brings up Raymond. He always brings up Raymond.
I know,
and therefore because people compare him. So like, I think
that's why it's kind of like why I was just like why.
Yeah. Exactly. That's why I did it. It was a matchup. I think Bailey, as of right now, is too young to beat Tony. Yeah, exactly. I think that Tony would slip him into something weird and catch him a few times. And I think, and
that cross and a front kick.
Yeah, but I think Regina would beat Chelsea, but B would still win, just off points. Then it comes down to C and D. I'm going to have to go with C.
Yeah. Now a B versus C is a different lineup for me. That's a different matchup for me.
Yeah, I know it would be
because I can see where B wins
that
easily.
That is a possibility.
But I can see where C wins, and it's because if you keep Mr. Young and Jack together. That's a wash.
Yeah.
That's a wash. They're too patient for each other. They're not going to overexpose. They're not going to overcommit on anything. It'll be a 1-0 or a wash. I take.
So for me, this is where things get a little weird. Because technically, father versus son. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. Mm-hmm. I think Avery has a better skill set. I think Avery can possibly make adjustments. But I think throughout the fight, there's going to be a body punch that hits him.
I think it comes to a mentality.
But I know, but I think there's going to be a body punch that's going to catch Avery in that step-in back fist, in his back fist.
Oh, yeah.
To where Avery hesitates.
Yes.
And that hesitation allows Rick to win by 1 or 2 points.
I don't disagree with that at all.
And I think that'll be the difference in the fight. Then there's Jotty and Ray. Shaq and Kobe.
I did not see that. I did not see that comparison coming at all. I did not see that Shaq and Kobe coming. I was thinking Bird Magic or something,
they were on the same squad, man. It was whose team was it, man? Like it is what it was. Anyway, so I have no clue where that goes.
Depends. You got kicking Jotty, or you got
you got for everybody. This is their prime, their prime version of themselves.
I got Raymond.
Of course you do.
Of course I do.
But this is my matchup.
I understand. So I get it.
I honestly don't.
And I understand why the hesitation, because my matchup goes with Raymond over Nasty, but because of that Nasty factor, when I'm looking at the other matches, that's why I went with where I went. You know
I think I don't know, man. I honestly don't know which way that goes because they have fought a lot. I honestly don't know. That is the toss up. But here's the thing. I hate saying this because it makes it look like I don't like Chelsea and Nikki. I do not like that fight for Chelsea. I do not like that fight.
Why not? Because out of all of these girls, out of all of the ladies on here, I think Chelsea has the best movement.
She does.
And she has the best counterpunch off any leg.
She does.
Plus, if you follow up and try to follow up off her kick, she has that sneaky movement with her defensive side kick. So she poses, I think if anybody, I think she poses the most problems for Nikki.
How would what would happen when she gets hit? When Nikki goes all Nikki.
She'll be fine. She fights Trevor. I think she'll get a little flustered, but I think she'll settle in and be okay. But it depends on how early and when it happens and how bad it happens. Because Chelsea's pretty gritty. I've seen her take some shots. I've seen her in tournaments like overseas but like I think skill for skill wise, she lines up with Nikki a little bit better than everybody else.
I can't go that far. Not for skill for skill. If I had to say skill for skill, it'd be Morgan just off those kicks that she has.
She can keep it at bay, but just because I don't think Morgan will outmaneuver Nikki with when her leg is coming up. She can challenge and post that. Yeah.
But even if she got her leg off first over Nikki, and then it really depends on how effective it is. Yeah, but
I understand what you're saying. I perfectly understand why you're saying that. It
depends on the... I guess it depends on the situations because if you really think about it, if anybody in here,
and it depends on which order they go in, who's down and who's up. Like that's why it's like it's hard. There's so many possibilities.
If I have to pick a team, man, I'm going C2.
Yeah,
I'm going C.
Out of the brains, the skill sets, the highest volume scorers on here are probably going to be Trevor with his kicks, Raymond and Pedro, and then the ladies that's just going to be generally either very high scoring or very low scoring altogether.
Yeah.
I don't see any one of these ladies blowing out any of the other ones by 5 or more in any situation.
I can see Anthony putting up points.
Oh, yeah.
I can definitely see Anthony putting up some points. But, all right, that's our breakdown because I know we went, oh, shoot, this is way over time. Yeah, because we went deep in that one.
I knew that.
Make sure, I'm gonna post this video and make sure y'all write what y'all think of who you guys think will win in this crazy wild tournament. Anything else, Chris?
Ski's daddy birthday.
Is that today?
Yeah, it's today.
Oh shoot! Happy birthday, Mr. Allison, man.
That's right.
Yeah,
I already posted. I
don't post on nobody's.
I know you don't.
I didn't even know he was on. I don't even think I knew he was on Facebook.
I don't think he is. I think Ski just posted it.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, when did he get on Facebook? I'm like, oh no, I know Dallas on there. I know Kamal on there. But yeah,
Landon Reynolds chose B. Sorry, I was just looking at who.
Landon said B.
Ski just said, "Damn, that's good."
Man, it's crazy, man. It's a crazy.
It's wild all outside. I didn't know how to think. I was just, like I said, when we talked about it on Sunday, I was like, I had so many questions for you. He's like, I'm just gonna let you figure it out yourself. Man, don't do that to me because I can't figure it out.
I gotta let everybody just figure it out.
And now I tell you what changes the whole game. Everything 1 point.
Oh, geez.
Everything 1 point.
Yeah, that would.
That changes everything. Now I have to go back and rework everything. Changing 1 point to body kick to 2 point body kick changes a lot of different things.
It does. But most of these people have fought in 2 point body kicks. With the exception. Yeah, most of them fought with 2 point body kicks. Yeah. Anyway, man, we got to get out of here because this is the second week in a row we went way over. I'm Travis.
I'm Chris, and that was an
experience for you. All right, see y'all next week.
Peace.
Oh wait, I gotta. Man, this is rivalry week. I gotta close out how we started this thing. That's right. Go green. It's a rivalry week. beat those rodents. Those Wolverines.
Rabid Wolverine. Look at these cuspids.
Victory for MSU.